In this video, I'm going to discuss about the sequences and series. This video is mainly focused on arithmetic sequences and series, geometric sequences and series, which are useful for 10th class students, 11th, 12th and JEE MCET students. So first let us start with the definition of a sequence and series. A sequence is an arrangement of any objects or a set of numbers in a particular order followed by some mathematical rule or some logic. Okay, series is nothing but the sum of elements in the sequence. So that means an arrangement of any objects which follows a mathematical order. Right? For example, if you see that, for example, let us say we have 2, 4, 6, 8, right? See, it follows a mathematical order, right? By adding 2, you will get the succeeding terms, right? Suppose if I show you here 2, 4, 8, 16. This is another example for a sequence by adding. So by multiplying by 2, you will get the succeeding terms. That means multiplying, the preceding term by 2, you will get the succeeding term, right? These are the examples for sequences. On adding these numbers, we'll get the series 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus and so on. This is the series, right? 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus and so on. This is called series. Just adding the terms in a sequence. So now onwards, we call these numbers as the terms of the sequence. So this is called first term, this is called second term, this is called third term, fourth term, right? These are known as terms of the sequence, right? So now let us see what does it mean by arithmetic sequence and arithmetic series and geometric sequence and geometric series. So arithmetic sequence is also known as arithmetic progression. It is a sequence in which each term except the first term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term, right? So what is your understanding from this? So arithmetic sequence, you will get now adding a fixed number to the previous number to get the succeeding number. It means that, for example, if I take 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on, right? So you can go up to some finite terms, right? So this is called an arithmetic progression. See, by adding 2 to the previous term, you'll get the next term plus 2 and so on, right? Or it may be something like 1, 4, 7, 10 and so on. This is also another example for arithmetic progression. See, by adding 3, we will get the next term. Adding 3 to the previous term, we will get the next term. So that this is also an example of arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence. Now let me take one more example. For example, we have 5 minus 1, right, and minus 7 or minus 13 and so on. See, the common difference here is minus 6. See, adding minus 6 to the previous term or subtracting 6 from the previous term, you will get the next term. So see, in each case, either adding or subtracting a fixed number, we are getting the consecutive terms. So these type of sequences are called arithmetic sequence. So in other words, I can say that the difference between two consecutive terms should be constant. The difference between two consecutive terms is the same. Any two consecutive terms, okay, is the same. This difference is known as common difference. It is known as common difference and it is denoted by D. Okay, and it is denoted by D, generally we represent, the first term with the A, first term with A, and D is known as common difference. Okay, we take the first term is A and D is known as common difference. So this is the general definition of arithmetic progression. Now let us see what does it mean by geometric progression. It is a sequence in which each term except the first term is obtained by multiplying the previous term by a non-zero constant called the common ratio. For example, we have something like 2, 4, 8, 16, right? You can see here, each succeeding term is, we are getting by multiplying by 2, multiplying by 2, multiplying by 2, right? So this is one example for geometric progression. On the other hand, I can take one more example, 9, 3, 1, 1 by 3, and so on. See, on multiplying by 1 by 3 and 1 by 3, we will get the succeeding terms, right? That means, the ratio between two consecutive terms is same. In other words, we can say that ratio between two consecutive terms is the same. That ratio is known as the same, which is known as common ratio, and if we denote this common ratio by R, we take R as common ratio and A as first element or first term. So if we take R as common ratio, A as the first term, we can form the geometric sequence or geometric progression as A, AR, AR square, and so on. See, the ratio between any two consecutive terms. So we should always take the present term to the previous term. The ratio between present term to the previous term is constant, and that is equal to R here. This is known as geometric sequence. Now let us try to find out nth term of arithmetic sequence and nth term of geometric sequence. First, let us take arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic sequence. So what is the nth term of arithmetic sequence? Okay, let us see. So for example, let us say that let A be the first term of the sequence, A be the first term of the sequence, and D be the common difference, D be the common difference, Now what is the arithmetic sequence here? Then arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression is A plus D, A plus 2D, and A plus 3D, and so on it goes, right? So now you can see here, this is called first term, this A is known as the first term, A plus D is known as the second term, A plus 2D is the third term. Let me write it as A1, A2, A3, right, A4, and so on, right? Now let me write in other words. A1 is nothing but A, second term of the sequence is A plus D, the third term of the sequence is A plus 2D, fourth term of the sequence is A plus 3D. Then what is my nth term of the sequence, right? To see that, let us see if there is any logic in these terms A1, A2, A3, A4. If you look at the first one, I can write it as 1 minus 1 into D, A plus 1 minus 1 into D. Second term can be written as A plus 2 minus 1 into D, third term can be written as a plus 3 minus 1 into d. The fourth term can be written as a plus 4 minus 1 into d. See, in all these cases, you can observe here, this 1 is common, whatever we are subtracting here, but here the numbers are changing in a sequentially 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 are corresponding to the elements, I mean corresponding to the terms. A1, so we'll have 1 here. In the second term, we have 2 here, third term 3 here, fourth term 4 here. So what is our nth term then? Can we write it as a plus n minus 1 into d? Fourth term is 4 minus 1d, so that nth term is n minus 1d, right? Where a is the first term. So that means the nth term of arithmetic progression is a plus n minus 1 into t, where a is the first term and d is the common difference. By using this formula, we will be able to find out any term in the sequence. Any term in the sequence if you know a and d. For example, we have something like we have 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. There is a sequence. Now let us try to find out 20th term of the sequence. What is the 20th term of the sequence? Then how to solve? We know that the first term of the sequence is 2. The common difference is also equal to 2, right? So now what is the nth term here? 20th term. So just replace, right? A with 2, we have 2, and n with 20 minus 1 into 2. That will give you the 20th term as 40. So like this, you'll be able to find out 100th term, you'll be able to find out 150th term, you'll be able to find out 78th term. You can find out any term just by replacing the a, t, n values from this nth term. This is also known as general term of the sequence. This is also known as general term or nth term of AP. Nth term of arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence. Right? Now let us see. Let us see the sum of the first n terms of the sequence. Sum of the first n terms of arithmetic sequence. To explain this, first let me take first 100 numbers, right? First 100 natural numbers. Let us take one example just to before we derive the sum of the first 10 terms of arithmetic progression. Let us take an example that is we require sum of the first first 100 natural numbers. I will take first 100 natural numbers. Take first 100 natural numbers. So let us say that the first 100 natural numbers we have taken by s, where s is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 98 plus 99 plus 100. Okay, so this is what we have. Sum of the 100 terms, first 100 natural numbers, right? So now, can I write the same sum in the reverse direction? Yes, I can write, right? So let me write the same s. Okay, s is nothing but sum of the first 100 natural numbers. Now I am writing in this way: 99 plus 98 plus 97 plus, I will get lastly 2 plus 1. Does it make sense? Yes. So now this is the first equation, second equation. Let us add the first and second equations here. On adding the first and second equations, what do you get? So 2s is equal to 101 plus 101 plus 101 plus 101 plus and so on, right? See this 1 plus 100. So I am taking each term here. 1 plus 100 is 1. 2 plus 99 is 101. 3 plus 98 is 101. 4 plus 97 is 101. And 99 plus 2 also 101. 100 plus 1 also 101. So by taking these values, we can write it as 101, plus 101, right? So how many terms we'll have here? There are total 100 numbers, so that we have 2s is equal to 100 into 101, right? 100 terms we have to add 1 at 100 times. It is nothing but 100 multiplied by 101 or 101 multiplied by 100. So s can be written as 100 into 101 by 2, right? So it gives some value, right? So we can get it like this: the sum of first 100 natural numbers. Let us apply the similar procedure to get the sum of the first n terms of AB, right? So for that, let us consider an arithmetic sequence, right? Let us consider an arithmetic sequence, maybe an arithmetic progression. Okay, the below. Let us consider an arithmetic progression. So let us say that a plus d, a plus 2d, until we have some n terms, right? That is a plus n minus 1 into d, right? Now what is the sum of these terms? Let us say that sum of n terms is Sn, which is equal to a plus d plus a plus 2d plus and so on. We'll get a plus n minus 1 into d, right? This is the sum of all the terms. So can we write all these terms in the reverse direction, right? So the same sum of the n terms, can we write a plus n minus 1 into d, right? And this is what the second term, from the last to second term, we'll get a plus n minus 2 into d, a plus n minus 3 into d, plus you will have, this is a. Okay, if you go in the reverse direction, the last term will be a. So I hope it makes sense. So if a plus n minus 1 into d is the nth term, the before to this, okay, before to this we'll have a plus n minus 2 into d. Okay, we'll have a plus n minus 2 into d the before term, a plus n minus 3 into d, until we'll get a plus n minus n into d. A plus n minus n into d is nothing but a. Now we have two equations here. Let us add them. So let us add the left hand sides. We'll have 2sn on adding left hand sides. Let us add now right hand sides. What do you get? A plus a is 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the first term we get over here, right? And let us add the second two terms. See, on adding a plus, this one will get a to a plus n minus 1d. And if we add these two terms, we'll get the same here, 2a plus n minus 1d, 2a plus n minus 1d, right? Everywhere we get 2a plus n minus 1 into d only, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and so on. We'll get 2a plus n minus 1 into d. For all n terms, we get the same, right? The sum is same. 2a plus n minus 1 into d, 2a plus n minus 1 into d plus 2a plus 1 minus n minus 1 into d, right? Up to n terms. That means, so can I write it as n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d? Can we write like this? Yes. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now we can write the sum of the n terms is nothing but n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d is our sum of the first n terms of arithmetic sequence. I hope you have understood, right? So what is the sum of n terms? Sum of the n terms of an arithmetic sequence is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So what are a, n and d here? A is the first term of the sequence, A is the first term of the sequence, D is common difference, common difference, and n is the number of terms. N is the number of terms in the sequence. Right? Can we try something here to find out the sum of n terms in the sequence? For example, let us say that, let us take one example. Let us say that we have something like 3, let me write 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus and so on up to 12 terms. Okay, 12 terms. So what is A here? A is 3. Common difference, 5 minus 3 is the common difference, 7 minus 5 is the common difference. D is 2. And how many terms are there? 12 terms. Now to get sum of all the 12 terms, we can use n by 2. N by 2 is 12 by 2. 2a is nothing but 2 into 3, and 12 minus 1 into 2 is sum of the 12 terms of the sequence. That is 6 into 6 plus 11 into 2 is 22. So 6 plus 22 is 28. So 6 into 28 is 168. So we have the sum of the first 12 terms of the sequence. What if D is negative? The common difference is negative. Let us take one more example. Let's say that we have something like 6. Okay, and then we take something like minus 3, right? Sorry, we can take plus 3 first, and then 3 minus 3 is 0, minus 3, and so on. Let us say that 11 terms in the sequence. Okay, up to 11 terms, right? So on adding, what you get? 6 plus 3 plus 0 minus 3 minus and so on, right? 11 terms, right? So now let us try to get what is the first term here. A is equal to 6. What is D? D equals to minus 3. It is not equals to minus 3. Most of the students do mistake here. The difference is always 3 minus 6. It's not the 6 minus 3. Second term minus the first term, or third term minus the second term. Okay, it is always succeeding term minus preceding term. So 6 and minus 3, and how many terms? 11 terms. Right? So sum of all the terms is equal to 11 by 2. A is 6, 2 into 6 plus n minus 1 into D, where 11 minus 1 into D is minus 3. So 11 by 2 into, this is 12, plus 10 into minus 3, I will write as minus 30. So that 11 into minus 18 by 2, where it is 9. Therefore, sum of these terms is minus 99. Okay, sum of the first 11 terms is equal to minus 99. Okay, this is how to find out the sum of the terms and nth term of an arithmetic sequence and an arithmetic series. Right? So a series can be finite or can be infinite also. Okay, a series can be finite or it can be infinite based on, a series can be finite or infinite. Okay, it can be finite or infinite. A series is called a finite series if the number of elements in the series can be counted. That means if the number of elements is the finite, then we call it as finite series. If the number of elements is infinite, then we call it as infinite series. For example, if I write something like 2, 4, 6, and of course up to some 28, this is called finite series. If I write the same series like 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, you know, if you do not write any number at the end of the series, at the end of the sequence, that is called infinite sequence. This is called infinite sequence. If we add the terms in the infinite sequence, you'll get the infinite series. If we add the terms in the finite sequence, that is called finite series. In the finite sequence, you know, the number of terms can be counted. In the infinite sequence, the number of terms cannot be counted. Okay, it is indefinite, right? So what about the sum of the infinite series, infinite arithmetic series? That that tend to be infinity, right? So it diverges. Okay, in an arithmetic series, some of the terms tends to be infinity. So that there is nothing to talk about infinite series when it comes to arithmetic sequence. Now let us see the nth term of geometric sequence. Nth term of geometric sequence or geometric progression. So let us say that let A be the first term, A be the first term of the geometric sequence, and R be the common ratio, R be the common ratio of the term, right? So now what is your geometric sequence in this case? So A is the first term, second term will be the multiple of A and R, and then AR square, and then AR cube, and then we'll go up to n terms, right? So now how to find out nth term of this sequence, right? So we know that this is the first term, and this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term, right? And it goes on fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Now let us write all these terms in a common column. A1 is A, A2 is AR, A3 is AR square, A4 is AR cube, and so on up to AN is AR power n minus 1. So now can I write it as AR power 1 minus 1, and this is AR to the power 2 minus 1, and this one AR to the power 3 minus 1, and AR to the power 4 minus 1. This is AR to the power 4 minus 1, and so on, right? So actually I have written here nth term, right? So that means you can see here in all the terms 1 is common, right? And for the first term we have 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, so R to the power 0 is 1, so that it is A. Right? For the second term it is 2 minus 1, third term 3 minus 1, fourth term 4 minus 1, so that nth term it is n minus 1. We can easily say that, right? So this is also called general term of the general term of geometric progression, or nth term of the geometric progression or geometric sequence, that can be written as an is equal to AR power n minus 1. N is equal to AR power n minus 1. This is the nth term of geometric sequence, right? Where A is the first term, R is the common ratio, and n is the nth term. Can we take some example to solve this? For example, we have something like 3 and 9, 27, and so on, right? So let us see what is the fifth term of the sequence. So if you want to find out the fifth term of the sequence, then how to get? So we will take A is equal to 3, the first term, R is common ratio, that is also equal to 3, therefore n is 5, so that A5 is equal to 3 into 3 to the power 5 minus 1. So what is the nth term here? The fifth term here, 5 minus 1, that is 3 into 3 to the power 4, where 3 to the power 4 is 81, 81 into 3 is 243, is the fifth term of the sequence. Like this, you'll be able to find out A 7th term, A 70th term, 100th term. Anything can be determined by using this formula. I hope it makes sense. Okay. Now let us see what does it mean by geometric series, or the sum of the first n terms of geometric series. Let's see. Sum of first n terms of geometric series. Okay, geometric progression I'm just writing. So let us consider a geometry series. Let us consider the following geometry sequence. The following geometric progression, right? Let us say that we have AR square, right? And up to some nth term AR power n minus 1. So what is the just before the term before the nth term? AR n minus 2, AR n minus 1, right? So what is the sum of all these terms? Let us say that the sum of n terms is A plus AR plus AR square plus and so on up to AR n minus 2 plus AR n minus 1, right? Now to get the value of Sn, the nth term of, sum of the n terms formula, let us take the same equation, that is whatever we have taken here, Sn equals to A plus AR square and so on. So let us multiply this the entire equation by R. So R into Sn, and R into Sn will be AR plus, when you multiply AR by R, AR square plus AR square by R, AR cube plus and so on. See, you will get AR power. See, when you multiply AR power n minus 2 with R, you will get AR power n minus 1. When you multiply AR power n minus 1 by R, you will get AR to the power n. You will get AR to the power n, right? So what I will do here is, let us subtract one equation from the other. Let us subtract here one equation from the other. When you subtract one from the other, let us, what will happen? All plus will be negative, all plus will be minus, right? All positive will be negative. So now we can subtract here Sn minus R. Sn will be the left hand side. What about the right hand side? A minus AR plus AR minus AR square. If I say that plus AR, so isn't it that these two get cancelled? AR minus AR square minus AR square, AR cube minus AR cube, right? Until AR power n minus 2, AR power n minus 2, AR n power minus, AR n power minus. Right? All these terms will get cancelled and we will be left with only two terms. Only two terms, which are A plus ARn. So further it can be written as Sn into 1 minus R is equal to A into 1 plus R to the power n. Right? So on taking 1 minus R to the right hand side, we will get the number of terms is equal to A into 1 plus R to the power n by 1 minus R. So this is called the general term or nth term of geometric sequence. This is what we have. Right? I hope you got it. Right? So A into 1 plus R to the power n by 1 minus R will be the number of terms of the geometry. N terms, sum of n terms of the geometric sequence, where A is the first term as usual. A is the first term of the sequence and R is the common ratio. I'm just writing R is the common ratio, N is the number of terms. R is the common ratio and N is the number of terms. Right? So let us take a small example. Sorry, this is 1 minus R to the power n, right? Yeah. This is 1 minus R to the power n. Did I get it here? Sorry. right? So sum of the n terms of geometric sequence is a into 1 minus r to the power n by 1 minus r. Right? Let us take small example to understand this. Suppose you have something like, let's take one small example. We'll start with 1 by 2, 1 by 4, right? Up to 10 terms. So what is the first term here? A is 1, R is 1 by 2, and N is 10. And so that, what is sum of 10 terms? A, that is 1 minus R is 1 by R power 10 by 1 minus 1 by 2. Right? You will get so 1 minus 1 by 2 whole to the power 10 by 1 by 2. So you can simplify this to get this value, 2 into 1 minus 1 by 2 power 10. Right? This is the total value of the sum of the 10 terms of the given sequence. The same formula can be used even though if r is equal to 2 or minus 2, minus 3, plus 3, whatever. Right? So we have discussed about the infinite series at the end of arithmetic progression, right? So can we get the sum of the infinite terms in geometric progression? Yes or no? So does it converge or diverge? Converge means we should get a finite value. Okay, convergence is nothing but if sum of all the terms is equal to a finite value, that is called convergence. If the sum tends to infinity, that is called divergence. So can we get sum of the infinite terms in the geometry sequence as a finite value? Is it possible? Let us try to understand that. Right? Suppose if r lies between minus 1 and plus 1, that means when r is a fraction, right? So let's see what is general equation. A into 1 minus r to the power n by 1 minus r. So what happens in a limiting case? N tends to infinity, right? In a limiting case, n tends to infinity. What is your s infinity? A into 1 minus r infinity by 1 minus r. If r is a fraction, which lies in between, if r is a fraction which lies in between 1 and minus 1, then what about r infinity? R infinity tends to 0. You just check with that 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4. When you are multiplying 1 by 2 by 1 by 2, you are getting lesser value than 1 by 2. And if you multiply 1 by 4 by 1 by 2, again you will get a lesser value than 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 16, 1 by 32, 1 by 64, 1 by 128. So the value goes on decreasing and it becomes 0 at one point. So when n tends to infinity, it tends to 0. When r infinity tends to 0, so what is this? 1 minus 0 is 1. Therefore, the infinite terms will be equal to, sum of infinite terms will be equal to a by 1 minus r. Given that the r lies in between 1 and minus 1. Given that r lies in between 1 and minus 1, then sum of the infinite terms in a geometric series is a by 1 minus r. A is the first term, r is the common ratio. It is very easy to calculate, right? But what about if r is greater than 1 or less than minus 1? Then the geometric series diverges. That is, the sum of the elements in geometric sequence tend to be infinity, right? Can we take one example here? So for example, the same way we can take, we have something like 4 and then 2 and then 1 and then 1 by 2 and so on. Let's say that it is infinity terms. We have infinity terms, not infinity, okay, infinity terms, okay, and so on itself tells you that infinity term if it is not mentioned the finite number of terms. So what is a here? A is 4. And what is r here? 2 by 4, right? 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, right? Or 1 by 2. So you can take the ratio of any two consecutive terms. So what is sum of infinity terms here? A by 1 minus r, where a is 4, 1 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 4 by 1 by 2, and s infinity is, the value is 8. The value is sum of the first infinity terms when you start from 4 plus 2 plus 1 and so on, that will be equal to 8. Okay, so that's all about sequences and series, arithmetic series, arithmetic sequence, geometric series, and geometric sequence we have seen. We have discussed the nth terms of arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence. We have discussed the n term, some of the first n terms of geometric sequence and arithmetic sequence, and we have discussed some of the infinite terms in a geometric sequence when r lies in between 1 and minus 1. Okay, so you know the geometry series converges if r lies between 1 and minus 1 only, otherwise it diverges. Okay, there is no point to talk about some of the infinite terms in the geometry series if r is greater than 1 or r is less than minus 1. I hope you have understood, got it right? Yes, that's great. So now if you have understood this well, you can share it with your friends, right? And subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, right? And like this video and share it with your friends. Thank you.